There are 3 brushes, and they are part of what MAC is calling their master brush. No, that's not right. That would be the opposite of right. That would be wrong. Hey guys, so let's talk about the new brushes by MAC that just came out. These launched online last week and in stores, I believe it was this week, and they are called the MAC Masterclass Brush Collection. I know there's going to be a lot of questions on these, some of which you will find the answers to in the description of this video, so make sure that you check that. These are a pro store and freestanding store only item. This is what I'm told anyway. These aren't at counters, at least not yet. And there are 3 new brushes. Like with most MAC brushes, these do follow a numbering system. There is the oval number 6, which is a large one right here. There's also an oval number 3, a little bit smaller, and then the smallest is the linear number 1. These are all synthetic bristled brushes, just so you know. This, in theory, makes them easier to work with both powder and cream products. It also should make them more resilient, easier to clean, and they will retain their shape. Synthetic bristled brushes usually hold their shape very well. The brush handles themselves are made of a flexible, sort of shiny plastic. This actually does feel quite durable, with a rubberized grip in the center, making it just easier to hold. The big question, of course, everybody's going to ask is what's up with the funky shape? Because a normal makeup brush, the ones that we're used to seeing that look like any sort of artist's paintbrush, the bristles and the handle all point towards your face. These brushes are meant to run alongside your face. From what I understand, the original concept was making it easier for you to apply makeup on yourself, though they do work on other people as well. Again, from what I understand, the original principle was let's make it more ergonomic and easy for you to apply makeup on your own face versus someone else's. Now, before you dismiss this as something that's completely weird and you want to make fun of it because it looks like a toothbrush, and that's okay, go ahead, get it out of your system. I have actually seen brushes this shape and this style before. There's some from Asian brands that have turned up on eBay that I've seen now and then. Never really thought one way or another about them because I've only really seen ones that were this size. But let me tell you why I was interested in them. Because as someone who wears glasses and who is blind as a bat without them, if I am trying to put makeup on myself, I can't use makeup brushes. It doesn't work unless I have my contacts in, because if I don't have my contacts in, I have to get so close to the mirror to see that the brush handle constantly hits the mirror. It's really aggravating. I usually end up just using my hands. This was something that was really interesting. I thought, wow, this whole thing eliminates the brush handle hitting the mirror. So I was very excited about them for that reason. Now let's start with the pros and cons with these. They do absolutely work in the whole, oh my God, my brush handle keeps hitting my mirror scenario. Absolutely, 100%. I am pleased to report this was genius for that reason. And I don't know how big of a market that is. I don't know if it's really, really small, but I would love to see more options because it really works and it was really, really nice to use for that reason alone. But these need some work. Let me tell you what I'm talking about. So let's start with the eye brush that's oval. This is used for cream, powder, contour, highlight, or eye things. You use these. They're all multi-purpose brushes. Every brush is multi-purpose. You can use it for whatever you want to use it for. But the shape to this is where I have the problem. It's not shaped like my face. It's a dome. It's domed, and while the bristles are incredibly soft and this is very densely packed, it also makes it a stiffer brush, which means I can't blend anything very well. Now, I tend to like to use very stiff, like lay down brushes for blending, so it's not that big of a deal, but for some people it is. What it comes down to for me is the actual shape. Because this is a dome, my face doesn't go that way. My face is actually shaped. This should be scalloped. If this wanted to be the same shape of my face, it should be flat. It should be maybe slightly angled because I use it like this. Sometimes I used it like this, but mostly I drag it. And so having a nice scallop and an angle would have been a lot better for placing product. For blending it out, I want to see something that's less dense, that's more fluffy, that I can get in and blend my eye makeup with. That would be wonderful. So I think that this is a great idea. Again, I just think that it needs work, and the shape drives me crazy because it makes it very, very hard to really do any kind of a makeup look with this. I ended up having to get product on just the tip of the brush and kind of working it in there, and then trying to use this part of the brush to blend it, and it was kind of a pain. So I didn't like it for that reason. What this is very good at is applying contour on the nose, on the inside of the nose, the brows, anything like that, even down here on the cheeks. Works really, really great for that. The face brush, the larger of the two oval brushes, less of a problem if you're applying foundation, if you're applying a primer, if you're doing moisturizer, if you're someone who likes to apply your skincare with a brush. This is actually really nice and feels like you're pampering yourself. I think it's because it sort of mimics a mirror, and it just feels really nice. And the bristles are very soft, and it's very densely packed. It does do a really nice job with foundation. But if you're trying to do blush or anything else, you can do some contour with this. Because of the dome shape. Now this is less of a dome, it's a little bit more flat, but it does still curve at the edges. It doesn't blend, it's too dense, and placement of the product is too, it's almost unpredictable because you have to find the center of the brush if you put it right down in something, or you have to put it on the tip and then it's too small. So for any kind of blush, bronzer, anything like that, I did not like it at all. For foundation, it was fine. For moisturizer, for primer, stuff like that, it was fine. Again, I wanted a different shape. My face is not concaved like these brushes think that it is. So that's just it's just a design flaw, in my opinion, for that kind of practical use on myself. The linear brush is probably the best one of the bunch, and I can see using this on clients as well, because of, and this actually has to do with how you hold it, because you can hold it like this on yourself, or turn this around, you hold it like this, and you can paint right on someone's face. You can do eyeliner, you can do eyebrows, you can do all kinds of stuff very, very simply, fine detail work. The problem that I had comes back to the brush shape. It's not as oval as the other brushes, but it's not flat across. It does still bend it at either side, so it's a little bit of an oval, and it's so long. It's just not the shape of my eyes. I don't need to see it scalloped, but I would rather it be shorter and an angle so that I can go in and drag it across something, or even push it across something would be very, very nice. If this was a little bit shorter and at an angle, so it pointed up here, this would be amazing for brows. It would be great for lips. It would be perfect for eyeliner. It's just too long. Unless you have gigantic almond-shaped eyes, it's just too long. And you can push powder up into the lid, but again, I ended up having to get the product just at the tip of the brush and just use that part instead of using the whole brush because it's just too big. What I would love is if these were some sort of a beta testing product that Mac was sending out to people to say, hey, or even hell, I don't care, say buy this. This is something we're trying, and send us your feedback. Because the concept is there. It's a really cool idea. For glasses wearers, these are great. Even some of these shapes, again, I could use this on someone else really, really well. It would be wonderful. I'm excited. I don't know if you can tell. I'm very excited at the new shape. I'm excited that they're trying something that's a little more innovative, that they're trying to sort of reinvent the wheel in a way. It's really, really cool, and I love seeing new things come out and that I haven't seen before. It is very exciting. It just needs more work. It's just not done. Otherwise, I don't know. I mean, I do think that they're worth checking out because it's always worth it to try and expand your horizons and try and look at something and go, wow, that's interesting. How would I use that? It's never a bad idea to challenge yourself and try and do something that's different from how you've done it for years and years and years. So just because it looks funny doesn't mean you have to make fun of it and hate it. It's just different. Just so you know, I did deep clean these and also spot clean them. I didn't have a problem either way, though I did hear from a friend of mine on Instagram who was telling me that he had tried to clean the bristles after using a cream product, and he used a cleanser to deep clean it, and the whole thing actually, like the pad with the bristles and the glue and all, just plopped out of the handle. I don't know if a lot of people are experiencing that, and I don't know if that's why Mac is recommending you spot clean them and not deep clean them. It's just something to be aware of. All right, guys, that's it. So if you have any questions, comments, anything like that, please leave them on Facebook or Twitter. I will do my best to get back to you. I'm not responding to questions and comments on YouTube right now because of the whole Google Plus fiasco, but I do read them. Just if you want me to reply, make sure you leave me a message on Facebook or Twitter, and let me know what you think. If you have, and do leave a comment too if you'd like to, please. If you've used these and you want to share your thoughts, I would love to hear what you guys think of them. If you want to have a conversation about it, though, you're going to want to reach me through Facebook or Twitter. That's probably the best way to do it. All right, that's it. I'm done. So until I see you next time, which will be very soon, please remember, take care. Thanks for watching, and drive safe.